Welcome back to the second half of All About Money. Let's continue the conversation with our guest today, who just launched her blockchain media startup at the Hong Kong FinTech Week last week. Still with us is Angie Lau, Forkast.News chief and co-founder. Angie, let's continue the conversation about your startup, Forkast.News. Just tell us, since you're producing content about blockchain, it also kind of means that you believe in blockchain, but you're also doing journalism. So can you tell us how you're going to keep your reporting about blockchain unbiased?
That is a great question, because the problem is, when it comes to blockchain, 2017 was the very example of where that biased reporting, or that inability to be able to discern from real news and news material or content that drove up excitement on ICOs and really cheated people out of their money. And it was that kind of environment that existed that really dragged down blockchain industry as a whole. Now, when I arrived in blockchain, I really came to it as somebody who was thinking about how the underlying technology might be used in communications. When I looked around and tried to learn about it myself, I couldn't find anything. The videos that I saw on YouTube certainly is not anything that I would trust or that you would trust. And also the ability to be able to explain a complex idea or issue, very, very difficult. And very few and far between in terms of the quality of the content. Now, I am not saying that my fellow journalists aren't doing a good job. I know they are. And I know that they are so committed to telling the best story. But what I also am very aware of is that my fellow journalists have deadlines, and that they don't have a team of legal experts and coders and data scientists and blockchain veterans and specialists to tap into or trust. They don't have that crew. I also know that in newsrooms, sometimes it's not just one story. It's two stories. It's three stories. I did a Blockchain 101 lecture today, if you will, at the Digital Media Asia conference to a room full of media executives and journalists. And predominantly, the one thing that they said is that even though they are increasingly fielding more and more emails, pitches to them about blockchain projects, the only way they know how to handle it is to ignore it. It's just too much noise. White paper is essentially what every blockchain project relies on to communicate its story. These are 30 to 80 pages long. Unless you know how to read a white paper, or even have the time as a journalist, as you are trying to produce your show, as you are trying to call up your guests, as you are trying to discern who are the credible voices and who aren't, are you going to be able to discern between the 2 million startups that exist a year, that the one that you pick is credible, the team is credible? That's why Forkast.News is also a resource for journalists, because it is that credibility and that you will find our voices there. You can see very clearly the words that are coming out of my mouth, and you can judge, Isabel. Did she ask the tough questions? Did she ask interesting questions? And you can be the judge. In the same way that you can judge the responses of the CEO sitting across from me. Is that valid? What is that they're talking about? So, do I say that there is credibility there? That's all Forkast.News is about. We are that credibility that just doesn't exist the way that myself and our entire team sees it. There's so many people so enthusiastic about this as a platform, including so many people from the blockchain industry, because it's like finally a platform on which we can stand.
Now, I see it's interesting because you're actually tapping the media space. To many entrepreneurs out there, it's obvious that they might tap digital banking, hard fintech, just, blockchain, not media. Why media?
Isabel, it's what I know. It's what, they say, if you've done something for 10,000 hours, that you're a master. I have probably done 15,000 interviews. in my journalism career. I don't know what that makes me. Probably, somebody who just, knows how to have a conversation and knows how to draw the best and knows how to ask those insightful questions. And that's what I know. What I also know is that I'm excited to be in this space. I think more of us women need to be in this space. I think that the media landscape right now doesn't have enough of our voices. And we may be the pretty faces in front of the camera, but we also have brains and we also have insight. And we also have something to say about how we shape the media for the future. That's why I'm in this space. And I really thank you for giving me the platform and women like me the platform to say, I am not just a woman and I am not just an entrepreneur. I am a visionary and I'm a leader and I have something to say and I have an entire team that are equal in this vision, equal in this passion to be more and to be better.